Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on reality itself. You know, the solid world we see and touch every day? Well, according to the principles of Sephirotic magic, it has a team of hidden architects. We're going to meet the 5 powerful emissaries who govern our physical world.
So if you're familiar with the Kabbalistic tree of life, you know it all culminates in this final sphere, Malkuth. But this isn't some far-off mystical place. Nope, it's right here. It's the ground we walk on, the air we breathe. It's our tangible, physical reality, the grand stage for our lives.
Okay, so if this is the stage, who's running the show? I mean, what are the invisible rules, and who are the agents working behind the scenes to build and maintain everything we experience? That's the big question we're diving into today.
Here's our roadmap. First, we'll get to grips with the core mission of these agents. Then, we'll meet each of the 5 architects one by one and see how they create this amazing cycle of creation. We'll look at how they work together, and then, at the end, we'll see how you can use this ancient wisdom to become an architect in your own life.
So these 5 emissaries of Malkuth, they have a collective name, and you gotta love it. The Grounded Ones. It's perfect, right? Because their whole mission is to be the governors of the physical plane, keeping things orderly and balanced, right here on Earth. And just look at their job description. This isn't abstract stuff. We are talking about real, tangible results. Fighting back chaos, managing resources, and directly influencing the cycles of life, death, and growth for every single living thing. You could say they're the ultimate managers of our entire ecosystem.
All right, let's meet the team. And you should really think of them as a team. They aren't 5 separate, competing forces. They're more like a highly specialized board of directors, and each one has a very distinct but totally complementary role in this grand project we call reality.
Okay, before we meet them one-on-one, take a good look at this matrix. This is basically our master key for today. It gives you that perfect, at-a-glance overview of the whole system. You've got their names, their core energy, their main job, and their archetype. Try to keep this image in your head because we're about to bring each and every one of these roles to life.
Now, here's the most crucial part. These 5 emissaries aren't just a list of names to memorize. They actually represent a dynamic 5-step cycle that explains how anything, and I mean anything, from a simple idea to a massive empire comes into being. This is the process right here. Labor, selection, flourishing, fixation, and transition. And as you can probably guess, each stage of this cycle is overseen by one of our architects. So let's see how this whole thing gets built, starting from the ground up. First up is Migos, the stabilizer. This is the energy of pure, hard, focused work. Seriously, think of a master builder laying the massive foundation for a skyscraper. Migos is the one who takes all that chaotic, raw potential and hammers it into a stable, physical form through sheer discipline and effort. He is the spirit of getting it done.
Next, we have Limitas, the controller. See, once that foundation is laid, not every single idea you try to build on it is a good one. Limitas is like the project's quality control inspector. He's that sharp, impartial mind that cuts away the bad ideas, trims the fat, and makes sure only the strongest, most efficient concepts get to move forward.
So, with a solid plan that's been properly vetted, it is time for growth. And that's where Kether, the daring, comes in. He is just pure, unbridled creative energy. They call him the Spring of Malkuth. He takes that viable idea and just makes it explode with life, with fertility, with the absolute joy of creation.
Okay, after a period of all that explosive growth, things have to solidify. You have to lock in your gains. And this is the domain of Vetstat, the possessor. He's the force of consolidation. He sets up hard boundaries, protects your resources, and makes sure every single gain you've made is secure. He's all about concrete, practical, immovable stability.
And this quote just perfectly captures his whole vibe. Vetstat isn't just about holding on to things. He's about brightly illuminating every preserved resource. He makes you see and appreciate the value in what you actually have, burning away any illusions.
And finally, we get to the most mysterious of the 5, Chak, the trickster. So once something is built and secured, it has to be understood, right? Well, Chak is the information network for the whole system. He's the bridge between the physical world and the world of ideas and dreams. He manages secrets and information, getting the system ready for its next evolution.
So we've met them all as individuals, but their real power, the true magic, is in their synergy.
They don't just work side by side, they operate in this incredible pattern of teamwork, forming functional pairs that drive the entire system.
And you can see two main partnerships here. On one side, you've got the foundation. Megaz builds the thing and Vetstat protects it. The result? Rock-solid stability. On the other side, you have the development vector. Limitaz chooses the right path, and Kehaz floods it with creative energy to make it grow. So one pair is the anchor, and the other is the engine.
So, what about Tzak? Where does he fit in? Well, he's the master integrator. While the other four are busy building and growing in the physical world, Tzak is operating on a whole other level. He's like the system's consciousness, translating all that physical activity into information, into lessons learned, getting everything ready for the next round of creation.
So, when you put them all together, what's the ultimate goal? It's all about one thing: balance. Together, they create this complete, self-regulating system that manages the entire ecosystem of our reality, from sparking new life and taming chaos to preserving what we have and learning from the experience.
Now, this is so much more than just some cool, esoteric theory. This 5-stage cycle is actually a powerful, practical blueprint that you can apply to almost anything in your own life. Let's break down how that works.
Think about any project you've ever worked on. It starts with that initial creative spark. That's chaos. Then comes Me-Guides' hard work to build it. You'll hit challenges where you need Limitiz's sharp strategy to focus. Then you'll hit a growth spurt thanks to chaos. Once you succeed, Vetstat's energy helps you secure your gains. And finally, Tzak helps you look back, learn, and get ready for whatever's next. What this gives you is a completely new lens to see the world through. It's an instruction manual for the process of creation itself. It reveals the hidden architecture behind how any idea, whether it's a business or a painting, becomes a solid, tangible thing in the world.
So I'll leave you with this. You've met the architects. You now understand the blueprint for how reality gets built piece by piece. The only question left is, what are you going to build?